Hey, this is Ronnie, and this is the Rescue Ronnie Show. Today, I'm here with Bill Doughty. How you doing, Bill?
I'm good. How are you, Ronnie?
Yeah, Bill is actually an appraiser, and Bill's going to give us some tips and tricks on how to get some top value for your house if you're going to be getting it appraised. And then we're also going to go and talk about the actual myth of Zillow and Redfin and why they're a good tool, but they're not super accurate. Alright, so we're back. We're here with Bill. Bill, give us a breakdown on some of the things that people can do when they're about to get their house appraised and some of the tips and tricks that you can give them.
Well, the appraisers, as we're out there at the homes inspecting your properties, we're looking for the overall condition, quality, design appeal, and anything that affects the property either positively or negatively. You have to remember the appraisers are the eyes and ears for the lender. So they're out there to observe and report. So one of the best things you could do is to start with the curb appeal of your home. Make sure that it looks really good as the appraiser drives up to the property. And then as far as the interior, you don't want to do a deep clean, but you definitely want to have the house clean and clutter-free to make the accessibility of the interior of the home very appealing to the appraiser so that he can move around freely, observe the quality and condition and features of the home, and get in and out as quickly as possible.
Sure. Yeah, and let's go back to the curb appeal, because I've done a couple of videos on curb appeal trying to give people some information on how they can make their curb appeal better. What are some of the things that you look for? Is it just clean, or is it nice
appealing
plants and things of that sort?
Yeah, clean and appealing for the neighborhood that you fit in. There has been a lot of research around curb appeal. It's interesting. I've read some articles out there that the entryway, the front door to your property, has a lot of additional value to it.
Yeah. And we've talked about that in some of the other videos that I have. That's huge. And then now we have the question of the Redfin and Zillow. I'm sure you get this daily. I mean, I get it daily as well. So tell me how Zillow and Redfin work. I know we've talked about it off camera a little bit, how they work and sometimes the misconception of them.
Yes.
Because everybody thinks their property's worth much more than...
Well, yes, and this one comes up daily. Out there in the marketplace, customers are always asking about Zillow and Redfin. So Zillow and Redfin, you use computer-generated algorithms to take the sales data in that neighborhood and come up with a value for your home. It's using all of the data in the neighborhood, whether it's good or bad. So the difference between an appraiser and an algorithm is an appraiser is actually using current closed truly competitive properties to your property. So the appraiser is going to be the more accurate final valuation process. The Zillow and Redfin are good to get a ballpark estimate of where you may be, but the appraiser isn't going to use the comparable that's 5,000 square feet versus your 1,200 square foot home when they're out there. So whereas the algorithm will pick up that 5,000 square foot home and put it into the mathematics.
So you guys do the dirty work.
Yes.
That's all good information. I appreciate you coming by, man. This is really awesome. A lot of people ask me about this type of stuff a lot, so we'll clarify all that. But as always, have the best day of your life, and adios. We do it for fun. We just do it for